Sometimes a signing changes a roster. Other times it changes what fans allow themselves to imagine. Mike Evans wearing red and gold belongs in that second category. Around him, this team is carrying stories of men trying to reclaim their strength, confidence, and place before the season demands answers. Today, we're measuring the true size of that transformation. The projection that set the offense on fire, a possible surprise against the run, Malik Mustapha's fight to feel like himself again, and George Kittle's race against the calendar. Stay with us and subscribe to 49 ERS Express, because this one hits the faithful right in the heart. There are receivers who improve a stat line. Mike Evans could change the posture of this offense. That is why Chad Johnson's prediction hit so hard. 98 catches, 1,343 yards, and 12 touchdowns in 2026. He did not offer a safe forecast. Johnson laid out a season that would put Evans close to the very best production of his elite career. I understand why that lights up the fan base. San Francisco signed Evans to a 3-year deal worth up to $42.4 million after he spent 12 seasons in Tampa Bay. His resume includes 866 catches, 13,052 yards, 108 touchdowns, 6 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pro selections, and a Super Bowl ring. Brock Purdy is not simply getting another veteran target. He is getting a player who knows the difference between producing in September and carrying responsibility when every down starts to feel heavy. The projection deserves emotion, but also an honest look. Evans is 32 years old, and injuries cost him 9 games last season. 98 catches would set a career high. His 1,343 yards would rank second in his career, and 12 touchdowns would be his 4th highest total. That is ambitious, extremely ambitious. But ambition is not absurd when the fit puts a finisher of this caliber beside an accurate quarterback in a system that knows how to create space. The part that truly fires me up does not require Johnson to nail every number. If Evans delivers roughly 80% of that projection, San Francisco would get about 78 catches, more than 1,000 yards, and almost 10 touchdowns. That changes the math for opposing defenses. A coordinator cannot casually dismiss a 6'5" receiver who built his career winning downfield, treating the red zone like his own territory, and punishing single coverage. The safety has to respect Evans. The inside opens up. Purdy gains a physical answer when the perfect play simply never develops. There is also a presence no box score captures. After watching injuries tear apart so many offensive plans over the years, the 49ers have placed someone in that locker room who spent more than a decade living under expectations and kept producing. That experience can teach younger players without reducing their urgency. It can bring stability when a game gets ugly. It can turn one contested third down into confidence for the unit. Health remains the boundary. Nobody should pretend those 9 missed games disappear just because the jersey changed. Training, recovery between games, and a smart route workload will be part of this investment. But if his body responds, the NFC conversation changes immediately. A healthy Evans does not need to recreate every peak of his youth to justify the deal. He needs to be the threat that forces a defense to choose which problem it is willing to live with. That is where this story stops being a statistical fantasy. San Francisco wants to compete in the toughest division in football and return to the playoffs with power to stay. A productive Evans offers exactly what has been missing in too many critical moments: size, control, experience, and touchdowns. Chad Johnson put monster numbers on the table. I see something even more important in them: permission for Brock Purdy to attack without apologizing for it. Evans owns the spotlight. The next answer could emerge far from it, where the 49ers defense struggled in silence. Everyone kept repeating the 20 sacks from 2025, the worst total in the league, but running straight through San Francisco became far too comfortable. This defense allowed 4.3 yards per carry, and that strikes at the identity of a team that expects to play physical football. Alfred Collins and C.J. West arrived as significant investments on the interior, yet neither delivered the expected impact against the run in year 1. Collins could make a leap in 2026. Rookie Grayson Halton belongs in that equation. Still, hope without depth becomes a vulnerability as soon as the rotation begins. That is why undrafted free agent signing James Thompson Jr. deserves attention. Thompson stands 6'5" and weighs 308 pounds. In his final college season at Illinois, he recorded 41 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. His profile does not suggest a polished pass rusher ready to storm the backfield on every third down. The NFL scouting report highlighted his heavy hands, play strength, and ability to work in even or odd fronts. It also pointed to tight hips, inconsistent leverage, and limited tools for creating NFL pressure. That does not kill the opportunity, it simply defines the path. Thompson must show some growth as a pass rusher to survive final cuts, but his first argument will be less glamorous. Close space, absorb contact, and prevent a runner from turning the middle of this defense into an open highway. There is enormous value in the player who creates 2nd and 9, even if he never appears in the highlight package. Evan Anderson showed in 2024 how an overlooked defender can earn a roster spot through specific usefulness. Thompson is trying to build something similar. In the boldest version of this story, he could even pass West on the depth chart. In the more realistic version, he pushes everyone in that competition to play with greater force and discipline. Nothing has been handed to this rookie, and training camp will demand consistency before it rewards a good story. But strong rosters have to find bets like this. While the offensive star owns the headline, somebody near the bottom of the roster may be fighting to repair a structural weakness. If Thompson proves he can hold up inside without sacrificing the pass rush, the undrafted label will lose its meaning fast. His fight is not for fame. It is about putting resistance back into the heart of this defense. Malik Mustapha does not need a new identity. He needs to reclaim the freedom that made his football look so natural. The 2024 fourth rounder looked like a rookie discovery. Heavy contact, aggression against the run, and the energy of a defender who never waits for the play to come to him. Then came the torn ACL at the end of that first season, and 2025 told a more painful story. He appeared in 12 games. When targeted in coverage, Mustapha allowed a 116.9 passer rating and 4 touchdowns. A year earlier, those numbers had been 44.4 and 1 touchdown. The completion rate against him jumped from 35% to 66.7%. Yards per completion rose from 11.9 to 15, and his missed tackles increased. The drop was too severe to ignore. It would be unfair to judge without considering what that knee demanded from him. A safety lives through movements that challenge trust. He accelerates, brakes, turns, changes direction, and jumps while reacting to another body. The opponent knows where he plans to go. Mustapha has to figure it out and respond in an instant. After surgery, a long recovery, and months spent teaching the mind to trust the leg again, one hesitation can open a window in the NFL. In 2025, that hesitation seemed to appear in moments when his explosiveness used to erase problems. That does not excuse the coverage mistakes. It does not guarantee improvement either. It explains why this training camp will be a different evaluation. The reacclimation window is over. The 49ers can now watch whether Mustapha cuts at full speed, plants without subconsciously protecting the knee, closes angles, and attacks the ball carrier with conviction again. Padded practices will be revealing because contact and sudden changes of direction leave nowhere to hide a lack of confidence. Another factor could change how we view his season. San Francisco's rush produced only 20 sacks in 2025. When pressure never arrives, safeties have to stay attached to routes longer, and every weakness gets magnified. Mustapha and Jair Brown paid part of that bill. If the rebuilt front shortens plays, Mustapha can return to playing on instinct, anticipating instead of surviving. This is where the emotion gets serious for me. One bad season should not erase the player we watched emerge in 2024. Football demands recovery, but it also offers a chance to answer. Mustapha has youth, recent tape, and a full offseason to turn disappointment into a fresh start. Safety may still be the roster's biggest concern because the front office did very little to add security there. That places even more weight on every step he takes. I do not need perfection in the first practice. I need signs, fluid movement, the courage to attack, clean communication, and less separation when the route breaks. If those pieces return, San Francisco will not simply be getting a starter back. It will be recovering some of the smart violence this secondary lost. So I'm opening the faithful war room. In the comments, tell me the first sign that would convince you Mustapha is truly back. Do not give me numbers alone. Give me the detail your eyes would search for on that field. Training camp will not deliver this answer through a speech. His body will tell the story. Then comes the player who turns recovery into a personal challenge. George Kittle tore his Achilles in the January 11th playoff win over the Eagles, yet still views Week 1 against the Rams in Australia as a possibility. That picture captures everything fans love about him: pain, work, and a refusal to accept the calendar without fighting it. Kittle enters year 10 with 595 catches, 8,008 yards, and 52 touchdowns. He has earned 5 first-team All-Pro selections and 7 Pro Bowl nods. In 2025, while limited to 11 regular season games, he caught 57 passes for 628 yards and 7 touchdowns. The numbers only show half the player. He also blocks like the standard at his position. The Pro Football Focus ranking carries weight. Dalton Wasserman and Max Chadwick placed Kittle first among NFL tight ends heading into 2026. His 90.7 grade led the position for a third straight season and for the 5th time in 9 years. According to their analysis, Kittle was also the league's most valuable tight end over the past 3 seasons by PFF's metric. That respect does not speed up a tendon. Kittle acknowledged that if Australia becomes too much of a stretch, the team will not force it. At the same time, he feels confident that he has a chance, and he uses that possibility to fuel his work every day. That is the right approach. Attack the recovery without confusing courage for recklessness. Having Kittle in the opener would change the offense against a division rival. Purdy would regain a versatile target, and the running game would get an extraordinary blocker back. But the real objective is not winning a race to board that flight. It is returning Kittle whole for a season that may need him long after Week 1. I want to see him in Australia. I want even more to see him attacking January with the fire that built his career. If Week 1 comes too soon, the mission continues. If his body opens that door, get ready for the noise. The best tight end in football will be trying to write another impossible chapter. Today, the heart of this roster showed up in 4 different forms. Evans carries the possibility of elevating Purdy and repositioning the offense. Thompson is trying to turn run-stopping power into an unlikely roster spot. Mustapha is fighting to rediscover the defender his knee forced into hiding. Kittle is chasing Week 1 without losing sight of the full season. None of these stories promises a clean road, and maybe that is exactly why they matter so much. The faithful recognize who responds when the body, the depth chart, or expectations start squeezing. Rank all 4 stories in the comments and subscribe to 49 ERS Express. In 2026, talent opens the door. Resilience decides who walks through it.